Welcome to our 5 on 5. Please welcome back Vicki Snitzler, the Superintendent of the Oregon Caves National Monument and Preserve. Vicki, good to see you. Thanks for coming back.
I appreciate being asked back. Thank you.
Yeah, so a lot going on over at the caves right now. Some major changes in the years to come. Can you give us some details and information on what's going on right now?
I think the main topic that I wanted to share with folks is that we are in a planning process. Back in 2014, the monument was expanded from 400 acres to 4,000 acres. And we were asked in that legislation to address a few issues: recreation, commercial use, and to study various water courses within the new preserve for wild and scenic river status. So we have done a lot of that analysis, and we are out with our plans to the public so we can get their feedback on what we're proposing.
Okay, and you guys had a couple public meetings recently. Can you tell us what kind of the general public reaction was and what they wanted to hear and what they were talking about?
I would say overall people were very positive and pleased with what we were proposing. We did have some interactions with some local equestrian groups who were interested in knowing how horses and hikers could share the same trails, and they had some really good advice for us on safety concerns in order to make that sharing of trails go smoothly. So that was one example that we had. And I think folks have been interested, since this is the 50th anniversary of Wild and Scenic Rivers Act, people were interested in what we were proposing related to our creeks in the park.
Okay, and so how many years are we planning into the future on this project?
If all goes according to plan, we're hoping that this will be our direction for the next 5 to 10 years.
Interesting. Okay, and you guys have recently had already had some work done on the lodge. Is that going to be part of this as well?
That's a separate endeavor, but as it turns out, things are kind of coming together at the same time. So the chateau is scheduled for some rehabilitation, hopefully in spring of 19, and that project will address issues related to health and safety and accessibility. When the lodge opened in 1934, as you can probably guess or imagine, there wasn't a lot of attention paid to how to access the various levels of the chateau if you had a mobility issue, something like that. So.
Okay. All right, very good. We're going to take a quick commercial break.
Okay.
Have much more in just a moment. Stay with us. Welcome back to our 5 on 5. Again, we're here with Vicki Snitzler, the Superintendent of the Oregon Caves National Monument and Preserve. So, Vicki, you guys are going from 400 acres to 4,000 acres, so a huge expansion. What type of land are we talking about beyond the caves?
So what we inherited from our neighbors, the U.S. Forest Service, was a lot of high mountainous areas and some really beautiful mountain lakes. So Bigelow Lakes area, which has great wildflowers as we're getting into that spring wildflower season, and then Mount Elijah, which is a beautiful hike, and you can see all of the Siskiyou Range and even over as far as Mount Shasta.
Okay, and this land is open now to what types of recreation?
Right now, the recreation is mostly hiking. One of the things that we're addressing in the plan is, are there some areas that would be good for mountain biking? That'd be something we would like to add to our activities. Also, we're looking at folks who might be business entrepreneurs and might want to start a guided hiking service that would take folks into the preserve and take them up perhaps to the top of Mount Elijah, tell them about the park.
Okay, and what about camping?
So we do have a campground now. We had, of course, the historic lodge, and now we have a campground. Beautiful Caves Creek runs right through the center of it. There's 17 campsites, most of them right on the creek. Really beautiful, tranquil place to get away from it all.
Sure, absolutely that. Okay, and we talked before about how you guys have had a couple public comment meetings, but you guys are still open to comment. People have a couple months to email in or kind of write in.
Right, whatever your methodology, as long as the comments are in by July 2nd, we are looking for folks to send us letters, or if you go to the park website, there's a link there that you can click on, and it will take you to the comment page.
All right, very good. Good to see you. Thanks so much for being here. Appreciate it.
Thank you.
All right, stay with us. We'll be right back.